A fraternity on campus is mourning the loss of one of their own. I'm Kristen Toole, and coming up, I'll tell you how a tragic fall led to the death of one WVU student.
I'm Kat Rock, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you how it's beneficial for parents to interact with their kids using online gaming apps.
I'm Quinn Crosby, and coming up on WVU News, I'll tell you about a dangerous drinking trend among college students. Our Emmy Award-winning WVU News starts now.
Many are risking their chances of getting their dream job based on what they post on social media. I'm Hannah Getz.
And I'm Kristen Toole. Studies are showing that young children are benefiting from interacting with technology at a young age.
These stories and more on WVU News, an Emmy Award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University. According to the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, more than 80% of college students consume alcohol.
And Hannah, many problems related to alcohol stem from binge drinking. Reporter Quinn Crosby found out more about this growing problem. Quinn?
Thanks, Hannah and Kristen. Binge drinkers bring their blood alcohol concentration levels well above the legal limit of 0.08. I sat down with Morgantown Police Chief Ed Preston to see what's causing this trend and how the dangerous habit is affecting students right here at WVU. Binge drinking. It's a problem that many universities experience. While people that suffer from alcoholism are everywhere, Morgantown Police Chief Ed Preston says that in this college town, students make up a more dangerous group of consumers.
Another type of alcohol abuser that we deal with quite often that's also more problematic is what we refer to as the chronic inebriate. And a lot of our students fall into this category because they may not drink anything at all throughout the week, but then, come the weekend, the first thing that they do is they go binge drinking to drink to an absolute high level of intoxication.
The average binge drinker consumes 8 drinks in one sitting. This is more than the recommended limit for both men and women combined. With weekend tailgates and bars that stay open until 3 a.m., students can find it difficult to pace themselves and practice safe drinking habits.
Being in a fraternity, there's lots of, might be some pressure, some opportunities to drink, and one of the biggest things is always knowing your limits and knowing when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate to drink.
You can learn more about drinking responsibly by visiting WVU's Student Center for Health, Well WVU. Chief Preston also said that enforcing rules on stadium beer purchases have also helped control binge drinking. Hannah and Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Quinn. The Kappa Alpha Order fraternity is grieving the loss of one of their own after a tragic accident took place on campus.
Yes, Hannah, I was able to see how students and faculty are mourning and remembering WVU student Sean Guthrie. The WVU community is rallying to support the Kappa Alpha fraternity after their brother Sean Guthrie lost his life falling from the roof of the KA fraternity house. Interfraternity Council President Sam Hudson said Guthrie was an active member of the Greek community.
He was so much more than just a KA. He embodied everything you wanted to see in a Greek. He wanted to get involved in every aspect. He wanted to just make Greek life here better.
According to WVU Police Chief Bob Roberts, Guthrie climbed onto this roof to smoke a cigarette with a friend. As Guthrie tried to climb back in, he lost his grip and fell 20 feet to the pavement below. Guthrie's mother confirmed to the Charleston Gazette-Mail that he suffered head trauma, putting him on life support at Ruby Memorial Hospital, where he lost his life 3 days later.
Every year in a community of 29,000 plus students, very sadly, we have students die.
Guthrie's family and friends started a GoFundMe, hoping to get $13,000 to help with funeral costs. That fund exceeded $21,000 in just 9 days.
It's incredible to see how much money the Greek community, his friends, his family, and people outside of Greek life that knew him raised for his funeral services.
Following Guthrie's death, Wyncourt Properties in Morgantown sent an email to all of their tenants reminding them that being on their roof is a direct violation of their lease. A friendly reminder so an accident like this doesn't happen again. I reached out to the Kappa Alpha Order National Office. They said Sean Guthrie was a leader, respected and well-liked, both in the chapter and on campus.
And the Interfraternity Council is looking to create a scholarship fund to honor Sean's memory. A new study by the American Academy of Pediatrics claims that it is okay for young children to be watching and interacting with screens.
Reporter Kat Rock joins us now from Studio B at the Media Innovation Center to tell us more about how research is changing the way parents and children are looking at technology. Kat?
Thanks, Hannah and Kristen. Experts are now saying children may benefit from looking at technology at a young age. I looked into how the new guidelines are adapting to rapid changes in media. New research is shifting the focus from what's on the screen to who else is in the room. The American Academy of Pediatrics is urging parents to use and watch educational programs with their children from 18 months to 2 years old.
So I think repetition and I think reading is better than television unless they're watching the same exact video over and over, because that's what I did with him and that's how he learned his alphabet.
The AAP recommends that children under 18 months shouldn't be around screens unless it's for apps like Skype and FaceTime. The AAP is recommending that parents use their online media tool where you can calculate media time or create a family media plan. But not everyone agrees with these new guidelines. Barbara Walsh, professor of child development and family studies at WVU, thinks children under 2 should not be exposed to screens.
So I think the technology part is useful for children to hunt information and to discover things, but used as a babysitter or as a way to keep children quiet, I think it also quiets their brains.
The research reminds all parents that interacting with media cannot replace interacting with people face to face. The American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending that children under the age of 2 should not look at screens for longer than 1 hour a day. Hannah and Kristen, back to you at the Waterfront studio.
Thank you for that report, Kat. Employers are also watching screens of their own in order to research potential job candidates.
That's right, Hannah. Up to 60% of hiring managers are checking social media to determine employment. Morgan Malarski joins us now from Social Square with the latest in social media and pop culture news. Morgan?
Research shows that more than 40% of hiring managers are less likely to interview job candidates if they can't find information about them online. I found out how the internet gives employers a sneak peek into applicants' personal lives. Your pictures on Twitter may win over new followers, but they could also cost you a job. The number of employers who look at candidates' social media has increased 500% in the past 10 years.
We know that employers will Google search your name, and there are statistics that show that people make reconsiderations based on seeing social media that could potentially embarrass their company.
Statistics show that 60% of employers use social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter to research job candidates. This gives employers a glimpse of who the candidates really are outside of their resume and cover letter. 46% of employers said that provocative or inappropriate pictures and videos turned them off from hiring a candidate. 43% that it was from information about the person doing drugs or drinking. And 33% said it was from discriminatory comments about race, religion, or gender.
Well, you obviously want a clean profile because you're going to have employers looking at your various profiles and they don't want to see stuff like that.
I mean, I don't have that many bad pictures up on social media, really.
I block them so only my friends can see.
Keeping clean social media profiles while applying for jobs is a make it or break it for employers. One picture could ruin the chances of landing your dream job. The best way to clean up your social media is to Google yourself and remove as many pictures and posts as possible before applying to jobs. Kristen and Hannah, back to you.
Thanks, Morgan. Many don't know that some athletes reach their dream by coming from a junior college just to play their favorite sport.
Sports reporter Ashley Rogers tells us about one route that is getting more athletes into Division I schools.
Coming up on WVU News, I'm Ashley Rogers, and I'll tell you about a group of Mountaineers who got a second chance at football and didn't take it for granted.
Ready to go?
Sometimes the most important lessons are learned outside the classroom.
Are we going the right way?
When you chase the unknown, take a risk, and push beyond your boundaries. That's when you discover who you really are. Every journey starts with a first. Let's go.
According to the NCAA.org, there's over 1 million high school football players in the U.S., Kristen.
And Hannah, only 72,000 of them will get a chance to compete at an NCAA Division I school. Reporter Reagan Bailey is here to tell us more. Reagan?
Thanks, Hannah and Kristen. The average high school athlete's dream is to be highly recruited, have multiple offers, commit to a D1 school, and play as a true freshman. But that's not always the case. Many of today's collegiate athletes got their start at a junior college, and now these athletes are crucial parts of many Division I teams. Reporter Ashley Rogers found out just how much of an impact JUCO transfers have on WVU in their record-breaking season.
Many athletes look at junior college as a last resort, but some use it as a stepping stone to get them one step closer to their dream. WVU currently has 14 junior college transfers who made that decision, and with WVU's recent success, it looks as if their sacrifice is paying off. Of the 14 junior college transfers, 5 are currently on the starting lineup and have been able to contribute to the team in more ways than one.
When you get the right one that fit what you're doing, it really helps and take your program to the next level. You know, we hit it with Crawford, we hitting it with Rasul. I mean, you got a bunch of kids out there impacting us, what we're doing right now, and helping us win games.
Justin Crawford has had one of the biggest impacts on the team. He is second on the team in rushing yards per game, while Karan White is third on the team in receiving yards per game. On the other side of the ball, Kazir White and Rasul Douglas haven't taken their opportunities for granted. White has tallied 33 tackles in 6 games, and Douglas is 4th in the Big 12 in passes defended and 2nd in interceptions.
Rasul's gotten better, making plays, comfortable, understands, the scheme and understands the technique.
After 2 dominating wins over Texas Tech and TCU, the Mountaineers reached their first 6-0 start since 2006. Ashley Rogers, WVU Sports, Morgantown.
The Mountaineers also reached their first top 10 ranking since October 7, 2012, when they were ranked 5th nationally after a 5-0 start. Kristen and Hannah, back to you.
Even after a loss against Oklahoma State, the Mountaineers are still ranked 14th nationally, but the offense is still aiming higher. WVU has more than 3,000 yards of total offense. With 3 running backs, they have more than 1,200 rushing yards. The offense continues to amaze the rest of their team and their fans, including quarterback Skylar Howard, who has 65.7% completion rate. That percentage is 17th in the nation, but this wouldn't be possible without the help of the receivers. The Mountaineers face some of their toughest opponents in the remaining 4 games, and fans will continue to see how the WVU offense continues to match up against the Big 12's best. The Mountaineers offense will have more opportunities to impress the nation in the upcoming games against Oklahoma, Texas, and Baylor. That's going to do it for this week's edition of WVU News. You can visit us online on our website.
You can also watch any of our shows on YouTube, and please follow us and our reporters on Twitter. I'm Kristen Toole.
And I'm Hannah Getz. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.